With us now is Sister Maureen Fiedler. She's host of the public radio program Interfaith Voices. She's been an activist for social justice and racial and gender equality for more than 3 decades. Good morning to you, Sister Maureen.
Good morning. It's delightful to be here with both of you.
No, we are glad you're here. And I'm wondering, are you saying to yourself, what are the fellas at the Vatican thinking? Because did you ever think we'd come to a time where the Vatican is criticizing nuns and there are rallies around the country in support of nuns?
Well, it's a very unusual time that way. But as I say to a lot of my friends, this is about a lot more than just the Vatican versus the nuns. This is about what kind of a Catholic Church we're going to be. Because when I hear that Vatican mandate, what I hear is the voice of the Church of the 19th century. The voice of the Church before that wonderful reforming council, the Second Vatican Council in the 1960s, when it was exhilarating to be a Catholic in those days, when the windows were opened and the fresh air was let into the church. And that's what nuns today have embraced, is that kind of a church, not a dictatorial one, but a collaborative one.
So the question comes, how are they going to enforce these accusations?
They meaning the Vatican?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. They say in their mandate that they're going to send in an archbishop and 2 bishops who will work with the nuns in order to, but get this, revise their statutes, their handbook, their plans and programs, their conferences, their speakers, everything. If this were the corporate world, I think we'd call it a hostile takeover.
So how will you respond?
Well, it's up to the leadership conference
So
to
how
do
will the
the
leadership
responding.
respond?
Well, one suggestion has been that the leadership conference become an independent nonprofit.
What do you think about that idea?
I think that's worthy of serious consideration. And I don't know what else is on the table. I'm not privy to the internal deliberations that they have.
Are you surprised, though, Sister, that it has come to this? I just marvel that we're using words like radical feminists to describe nuns. Are you surprised that it has come to this?
Well, you know, the phrase radical feminism has a cultural ring to it.
Yes.
I think if you talk to most nuns, at least the kinds who are friends of mine, they'd say, what is this? You can't be a good Catholic. You can't be a good nun without being a feminist. Because feminism means a belief in the fundamental equality of women and men. As far as I'm concerned, that's Gospel 101. It's also the teaching of the Second Vatican Council. And if I could just indulge you for a second, my favorite quotation from that council comes from the document on the Church in the Modern World, which is, every type of discrimination based on sex is to be overcome and eradicated as contrary to God's intent.
Do you read the Vatican's accusations as saying that we want you to be more concerned about same-sex marriage and those issues than we want you to be concerned about poverty?
Yes, that's what they're trying to say. And yet I think nuns, in embracing the teachings that came from the Second Vatican Council, have become deeply involved in issues of poverty, injustice, in peace, in the environment. We're very concerned about those things. Those are our whole lives. That our vows call us to give our lives to other people. And if we're at all concerned about people of a gay or lesbian orientation, we believe they're equal too.
What will it take for the church to change in the way that you would like to see it change, and other people who believe as you do?
Well,
other nuns?
What I would like to see is a truly collaborative model of church, where the laity, who have in wondrous numbers come out to support us, have a real voice in the church, where we begin to develop more democratic decision-making structures at the parish level, at the diocesan level.
But the question is, what will be required to see that happen? What will it take for that to happen?
I think it might take Vatican III. A third Vatican Council, if you really want to know.
You know, it's interesting that the nuns are being accused of being out of touch. Could it be that perhaps maybe the Vatican is out of touch on this particular?
Yes, I think so. Right now, all you've got to do is look at the statistics, at least for Catholics in the United States. Ex-Catholics are the second largest denomination in the United States today, ex-Catholics. And it's because of these structural issues, their lack of voice in their parishes and in their church, and because they frankly disagree with the hierarchy on some issues like contraception, for example.
So the next step is, how does the leadership respond?
That's right. That's right.
Certainly to be continued.
It
Thank you,
certainly
Sister
will.
Maureen, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
it's delightful.
It.